Man, he was awesome. He was a
You
good
didn't
guy.
see it coming.
Fuck no.
And do you think what?
Dude, so many of my wrestler friends have died. You probably know about that, right?
Yeah.
Especially after
did
Chris
Michael-
Benoit thing. After the Chris Benoit tragedy, it was like everybody, every media outlet was looking into wrestling and looking at all the deaths of wrestlers under the age of 55 and comparing it to like NFL and saying.
I'll tell you what's sadder than all the wrestlers hanging themselves is that I didn't even know Mike Austin hung himself. Like so many wrestlers have died.
Oh.
That there's wrestlers that have died that I don't even know.
Right.
Like I didn't know Mike Austin hung himself.
Yeah, to
me it's just Mike Austin.
I have a project where I hope that, that I'm going to be pitching soon that would bring a lot of those stories to light.
What did Mike leave a note?
Not that I know of, but he had gone to a real life selling real estate, and I think he'd lost a lot of weight and went from being a big, massive, what was he, like 280 or something, to a real estate guy that rode a bike for a workout. And he was going through a divorce, I think. But I've never, a lot of times my friends die and I never get to get like with their wives ever and talk to them and see their family unless I make it to a funeral, which I've been to many of those. But otherwise, sometimes, it's like, it just seems like I still want to, or something still on my list, or someday, yeah, I'd like to connect and get her perspective, but I don't know what the fuck happened.
So it wasn't something that nobody saw it coming, really?
Well, not that I know of. I mean,
Mike was like the life of the party.
Yeah, he was. Like, he's one, and there's been like so many since then too, but now there's, there's a lot more control, like on, there's a lot of drug testing. A lot of wrestlers have OD'd, and it's the Soma, the muscle relaxer, that's in 99% of them. Do you remember Test?
Yes. Dude,
he's dead.
I did know that, actually.
Dude, I had some great matches with him. Okay, yeah, he used to date Stacy Keibler, who was dating George Clooney now, right?
Yeah.
But I had so many matches with like so many of those guys, but that muscle relaxer, they take that and sometimes they don't wake up. But it's not the wrestling business's fault though, and that's the thing, is every time I've seen an interview with Vince McMahon where people think he's dodging the bullet. No, he's right though, and he speaks with logic, and it's not his fault. He doesn't drive the wrestlers to death. It's all about personal choice. Just like everything in life.
Right. It's, comics lately, comics have stepped up in the we're going to die, genre. Like, suddenly comics are just dying. Like Richard Jeni and Patrice O'Neill and Mitch Hedberg, whether they kill themselves or like Patrice had a stroke because of his diet and the way he lived, like you said, personal choices. And it's this weird thing. And my wife says, she goes, it's not drugs that kill these people as much as it's boredom. Is one of her theories. Like when you're just on the road and like you got to do TV and shit, like you're a headliner, you're busy. But if you're like a middle of the road stand up headliner, like you got a show at 7 and they put you up next door to the place, so you have fucking all day. You just find grass, you find coke, in Hedberg's case, you find heroin, and you just smoke the shit out of yourself.
But even if it starts that way, doesn't it eventually become something you count on to function? And you go like, okay, I'm gonna hit it before I go eat. I'm gonna hit it before I go on stage. I'm gonna meet these people. I'm gonna hit it before I go meet them. And
and then you realize
even when I'm saying eventually, even when you don't have time to kill, you make time for it.
Well, that's when you quit. That's that's like you said. Like I quit
one way or another.
I quit when I realized I couldn't quit.
Yeah.
That's why I went, holy shit! Like I can't stop this, so I have to stop this. So it's weird that it is. So I think the wrestlers. There is that much time alone, right?
Yeah, there's a lot of time alone. Yes.
And you go from the only time you're really out in public, people are fucking screaming your name, or if you're a heel, they're spitting at you and calling you a piece of shit.
Right.
To take it out of the macabre, what's more fun? I guess being a hero is going to be a heel seems like it's fun in the short term.
Exactly.
But after a while, you want to come into your music.
They've talked to me a few times about turning me heel, and I've said, I really don't think it's the best idea, especially when they're telling me that me and Jeff Hardy are the most popular guys that sell the most merchandise. And I hear the crowd. I mean, they go nuts. Not everyone on the card is there selling tickets. When you're the guy people are paying to see, you have a lot of leverage and stuff. And I always think it's ridiculous to turn that, especially when you got to really make an effort, and the fans want to cheer him anyway. They don't understand that he's a bad guy, so you do everything in the book, team him up with all the other bad guys by association, get him to spit and hate on the crowd. It's so, I don't like any of that. And I really thrive on positive energy too, so it would really affect me personally if, like, whenever I check my messages, everything was all about how much I suck. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It would get to me.
So a schedule back in the WWF days, you got to take a
300
red
days.
eye to go to Boston. Wednesday night, you're on the red eye.
Okay, and then get there, maybe get to Boston Thursday morning. Maybe I got a few hours. I might, after I rent a car, get out, get some breakfast, hit an IHOP. I might check into a hotel, try and get a day rate for a few hours or something. Unless I can stay in that town that night.
They don't put you up?
Well, now they do, but they didn't back then with WWE.
Okay.
They paid for my flights. I paid for my car and for my Now I have it way better with TNA, and it's funny because fans automatically think it's the other way around because WWE is here and dominating the world, and TNA is here coming up. So fans, it's great when because like you want to smarten them up, but wait, you can't get too personal.
Don't ruin it for them.
Can't get too personal.
Let them think you're a big shot at the
Ritz Carlton. They'll be, oh my God, you're in TNA. I know you broke. I heard they're not getting the checks cashed. And RVD, what you should go. Why are you selling your outfit on eBay? You must be, you don't have it. And it's like, dude, first off, maybe this outfit means a lot more to someone else than it does to me. Hanging in my closet, it's faded. I'm never gonna wear it again. I have 150 of them.
Sean Stasiak doesn't like the color of it.
Who wouldn't take a few $100s for their T-shirt if someone wanted to buy it from him anyway? But the thing is, I have a great deal with TNA. I never would have went there if it hadn't been a great deal because, like I said, I had new diva standards.
Yeah.
I'm a diva.
So then would you wrestle Thursday
RV
night?
Diva.
RV Diva. That's your heel name. If you turn, you're RV Diva.
For sure.
And you come out to Diana Ross, Mahogany.
There you go.
So Thursday night, would you wrestle someplace? Like, would you say Boston, you wrestle Boston?
Okay, so I might have to drive afterwards or on a normal, I might be able to stay there and drive the next day. So that's Thursday. Then
wait, but do you wrestle Thursday night?
Yes.
Okay, so Thursday night you wrestle in Boston. And this is all hypothetical.
Yeah.
So then Friday, say you wrestle in Baltimore.
There you go.
And then Saturday
might
you
be
wrestle.
A flight, might be a drive. If it's a flight, it's almost always earlier than, it's like 6, 7, or 8 in the morning, always. You never get to sleep. Take a flight or it's a drive, depending on if it's more than 300 miles, they'll fly you. Less than that, you drive it. Wrestle somewhere Thursday, wrestle somewhere Friday, wrestle somewhere Saturday, wrestle somewhere Sunday. Then you go to TV. You got to be there by 1 o'clock Monday because all day long you're in the arena to do promos and whatever they need you to do. And then you do the live Monday Night Raw show there. Tuesday, go home, which for some people is a couple hours. For me, it's all the way across the country.
Right. Tuesday,
and then I got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Guess what? I got to fucking leave again. Maybe Wednesday night. That's no time at home, and it's every week. It's not like you do a tour and then you're okay. I'm off tour. No, if you're not injured and you're someone that's selling tickets, it's every single week. I saw a tweet from The Miz recently, and he made a special note of the fact that he said, this week is the first week I've been in one town for more than 6 days, or I've been in one town for 6 days in more than 6 years. Whatever. He's been one town for more than a week and 6 days, and it wasn't his hometown. And I could relate because at WrestleMania, you go there for maybe 4 days early and do some promotion.
It's like Super Bowl week.
But the rest of the year, it's every single, it's a different town every day. And you go international, and they want to do more and more international. So we were doing international about once every 6 weeks. And that doesn't mean with time off. Then it means you go Thursday, wrestle somewhere, Friday, wrestle somewhere, Saturday, wrestle somewhere, Sunday, wrestle somewhere, Monday, do TV, leave right from TV that night, take a bus to the airport, fly to, say, fucking France. And then one time I wrestled 16 out of 17 days, all in a different town or country in Europe, straight back. And then maybe that night off when we got in, it was a Sunday, boom, Monday it's TV again.
It gives me anxiety listening to it. And then it's like, I think you explained it pretty well, is your days off, your 2 days off are, you're wrought with anxiety because it's only those 2 days off before you go into the meat grinder.
And then all the things that you have to do to have the job, you got to keep up on your health. You got to make sure you're hitting the gym. You got to make sure you're getting enough rest. If you're injured, you got to make sure you're treating that on your days off to get as much rehab out of that short time as possible.
I would do so many drugs if that was my schedule. And I would have to I would have to figure out a way.
It's an attractive choice. You know?
Yeah, I'm being completely serious.
Yeah.
If I had that schedule, I would just have to figure out a way to smuggle drugs in and out of countries or onto airplanes. Because at pre 9/11, you wouldn't have a problem, huh?
You can put them in that Coke can you keep up your butthole.
Yeah.
I'm just
but no one knows about that.
I'm just saying, man.
It's Pepsi Max, dude.
Oh,
get with the
I haven't seen it in a few years, like I said. And I'm glad to see you, and I'm glad you're not fat.
I'm glad I'm not fat, and I'm glad that I can tell you to your face that I was completely kidding. Text and emails, you can never take in tone.
Oh, I know. I didn't. It was not. I don't ever take. I would never take. First off, I hardly
you
ever
would
get
say
pissed.
to
It
me,
would take so much to get me mad. But also, after you told me how you were ribbing Ralphie May after his mom died, I was like, okay, they don't even have boundaries when it comes to choking. You don't remember that?
Yeah, I remember it. Yeah. That's how we get down.
That's how you get down.
I mean, if you don't laugh, you're gonna cry.
Right.
So you gotta laugh.
Fuck crying. Who likes to cry? That's for bitches.
Yeah. So talk to Sean Stasiak. He likes to cry a lot when he's like, I thought this was puce, and it's mauve.
Booker T.
My trunks are
Booker
wrong.
T's one of my best friends, and we would
looks like
ride
Clarence
together,
Clemens.
man.
Not now. He doesn't look like Clarence Clemens now.
He's a general manager now of SmackDown, I think.
Now what?
But anyway, with TNA, by the way, I have a much
TNA Thursdays at 8 on Spike. You can see Rob Van Dam. You can see Sting. Has he still got the war paint on?
Yes, and they have a much friendlier schedule, and they cater to me in fucking first class treatment, and so.
So TNA's coming up.
Total Nonstop Action is what that stands for, because I know you're.
I thought it was tits and ass.
Nobody has ever said that either, so it's really weird that you would see it that way.
I'm the trailblazer, bro. I'm like the Lewis and Clark of shit nobody said, and that's Sacagawea right there, Maddie Sacagawea on the Wheels of Steel.
Nice. So what do you talk about normally on your?
We just talk. We just hang out. And you were brought in. You were trained by the Iron Sheik.
Well, the original Sheik.
What?
Yeah, that's right. Not the Iron Sheik. Iron Sheik actually.
There's only one Sheik, bro.
You're right. The Iron Sheik emulated the original.
Whoa.
He was a top box office attraction in the 60s and 70s. First guy to have like the curly pointed toes on his boots. First guy to bring a snake in the ring. First guy to throw fire.
Because when I think desert,
he got banned from New York for 2 lifetimes for starting riots and shit. This guy had a lot of heat. The original Sheik. He used to wrestle Bobo Brazil. I don't know if you know that name, but they were the first.
I have Bobo Brazil's biography upstairs in my library.
Really?
I absolutely do.
Well, then he talks about the Sheik. That's my mentor. When he talks about selling out Cobo Hall, with the original Sheik, with 60,000 people, I think. No, I don't know if it held. Whatever it held. Anyway, they sold that shit out in record-breaking attendance records, and that was the guy that trained me.
My friend Marty, when he was like a teenager.
Marty Jannetty?
No, Marty Greenfield. I wish. Marty Green. You know what? I wouldn't trade Marty Greenfield for anybody. Green Machine.
Don't trade him for Marty Jannetty. Even if you would trade him for somebody.
I'm trying to think of a Marty. No, I wouldn't trade him for anybody.
Marty Funk.
No, Marty Greenfield, upstate New York. He and all his buddies in Long Island were like, 14 years old, and Bobo Brazil was coming to like Nassau Coliseum or wherever the fuck it was. I don't know. Back in the day, Marty's.
It was Nassau.
And he goes, they go. It's like Saturday, and they go there early to see Bobo Brazil. And Bobo Brazil pulls up in a pink Cadillac, a white woman on each arm, floor length, fur coat. And they're all like, oh, my God, it's Bobo Brazil, man. And he gets out. He goes, hey. And they were younger. They were like 12. And he goes, hey, kids, how are you? And they want him to sign stuff. And he goes, stay in school, kids. Stay in school. And then he walks away. And they all look at each other and go, we can leave school? And ever since that day, they always did school. They didn't know you could leave school until Bobo Brazil, their one moment with their hero, he was like, stay in school,
and this
kids.
is when you were young, so this is like during Prohibition.
Yeah, Marty's older than me by about, 10 years or so. I'm 42. We're the same age, right? No, you're 30.
No, actually, I'll be 42 in December.
Right. I didn't want to age you because you're a big television star. 6 foot, 245 pounds, from parts unknown. What's your intro say?
Battle Creek, Michigan.
Really? Are you a Michigan boy?
That's where I was born.
U of M or MSU? Are you Sparty or you don't give a shit?
We've already completely covered my full range of sports knowledge by mentioning Rasheed Wallace.
It's like a real... Went to Michigan? No, he didn't go to Michigan.
MMA. I watch MMA, but I really don't watch anything else. There was a girl that I liked at Michigan State, so I used to say, okay, Michigan State, But
when you trained with the Iron Sheik... What kind of...
It was not the Iron Sheik.
Sorry, the original Sheik.
Yes.
When you train with the original Sheik, what kind of training, what
You wouldn't believe it. Okay, first off, he never, ever smartened us up and said, try not to hurt each other, ever. I would put my hand on the Bible and say that. Some schools now, they teach safety first. Sheik taught business first, and he told us to grab each other, squeeze each other, throw each other down, pound on each other. Anytime someone was down, you covered him. You try to pin him. He was as old school as it could get, and he was all about grabbing and reversing and actual wrestling. So I would.
Wasn't that what Bret Hart's dad was like too?
Yeah, Stu Hart was like that too.
Stu?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stu Hart's from that same school, that same old school.
Did you ever get to throw with that old man? He seems to really like putting a beating on the youngins.
Well, yeah, one time I shook his hand at the Terry Funk ranch, and he like put my thumb in some kind of thumb lock or something.
Really?
Yeah.
Did you take a knee?
Oh, I tapped out.
Really?
Yeah.
And how old was Stu Hart when he did that?
I think he was 80-ish.
That's so funny. Even at 80, he had to let